Hey guys, welcome to another update for the upcoming UAP disclosure hearings on July 26th. So, as I told you the other day, they were going to be releasing the names of the three witnesses. So, those are going to be, as kind of expected, to be honest with you, David Grush, the most recent whistleblower, which I know won't shock you. Ryan Graves, who is he's a firsthand witness, guys, of years. Okay. I have a couple of little details to tell you about each of these guys. And then the third guy is David Fravor. Ugh. These guys are above reproach, people. I know I've mentioned it. It's like, I'm just like a broken record with it, but it's so important that you understand how vital their testimonies to Congress really is. I mean, this is the big one, Elizabeth. I don't know if anyone, yeah, old enough to know that reference is from the Jeffersons, but anyway, it's a big deal, you guys. It's a big deal. And I'm getting the vibe, if I'm being honest, I'm really getting the vibe that there are a lot. It's like, as nervous as a long-tailed cat in room full of rocking chairs, I think is how it goes. I'm just getting the distinct feeling that the Pentagon is quite nervous. Let's put it that way. And I'm sure that the private sector folks like Lockheed Martin are really uncomfortable with what's about to happen because this, like I mentioned in my last episode, this could be extraordinarily detrimental to their financial sustainability. Okay. So first I want to bring you a little bit of detail on each of the three witnesses. Now, I know you know a lot about David Grush. I'm just going to just touch on it very briefly with these guys. But David Fravor is actually the first guy I want to tell you about. And he remember the Tic Tac video, right? Everybody knows the Tic Tac video. Well, he was the pilot that got that on film. So, and that showed up on radar too as a backup to what he saw. And another, like his wingman, there was other pilots that saw this. He's a former Navy pilot commander for like over 18 years. He's like a career fighter pilot. I mean, he's the shit. You should hear people talk about him that worked under him or like reported to him. Oh my God. Everyone loves him. And he's just got this reputation of being a no bullshit, calls it as he sees them kind of guy. Okay. They were flying a routine mission when they saw this. It was in November of 2004. Easy for me to say, right? And he got weirded out, which he doesn't like. He's the first to say, I don't get weirded out by like anything, right? Because I've seen a lot. But he got weirded out by an object with no visible propulsion system or wings, and it could accelerate and decelerate and then disappear at extraordinarily high speeds that he had never seen in all his years as a pilot. Now that's saying something because these guys have seen a lot, okay? So what he calls due to both luck and other people say it's not luck, but it's his targeting skill, capabilities. But he got the object and then became the Tic Tac video. So, and again, I told you like that radar backed it up. So, I mean, these witnesses are so vital. I know I keep saying that. I'm just so excited. Can you tell? I'm like vibrating. Now, Ryan Graves, he's also a former F-18 Navy fighter pilot and T-45C. I want to say it's Goshawk instructor. Anyway, he was an instructor too, an instructor. So throughout his naval career, he and other pilots regularly encountered strange experiences with UAPs. They saw them, he said they saw them almost every time they went up. They saw something. And now he's gone on to I don't know if he's the founder of, he's the founder of Americans for Safe Aerospace, which emphasizes actually on knowing what is in our skies and keeping our military and our commercial flights safe. Because, geez, guys, we can't even control these weather balloons per se, some of them aren't weather balloons, as we all know now, but we can't even control those coming and going as they please. Imagine with the kind of technology that's just hovering out there, because it's there. We all know it now. So anyway, he's a firsthand witness, as is David Fravor. Now, David Grush, again, just to recap, the most recent whistleblower. He was interviewed by Ross Coulthart from Need to Know, and he actually is a former intelligence officer that came forward after finding out about UFO or UAP retrieval programs that he thought the people should know. The government was hiding them on purpose. So he thought it was very important to file a whistleblower report, complaint, whatever, and he did everything the right way. He did his research. He conducted his own investigation before coming forward. I mean, guys, he did it all the right way. He is the real deal. Okay? So now it's good that he has other people with him for this, because not that he needs it, but it's nice to have guys who are just as reputable and respected as he is in the community, in the intelligence community or military community. It's just great. So I also really want to mention Congressman Burchett, because he really has been like the catapult that is just propelling this forward, all these hearings. And it's almost like he's borderline pissed off whenever he talks about it, because honestly, he's asked and asked and asked, and there's only so many times, right, that you can ask the same thing and you get the same answer. You feel like you're going crazy, because why can't a congressman or Congress people, I mean, there's members of Congress that have joined him, and honestly, nothing. They get such pushback. They get bullshit answers. They get no answers. It all just gets pushed aside. So he has been great. And I'm really happy that we have somebody like that. I feel like he's finally a congressman who's working for us. He's great. He's great. So anyway, I wanted to mention him because he's going to be kind of spearheading this, the hearing. So it's very exciting. There's also Congresswoman Luna. I should have looked up the other ones. I think there's Mike. Shit. I'm sorry. If I know them by the time I'm editing this, I will add the names of the other people that made the announcement about the 3 witnesses, which I will do. I will get their faces and their names so that you know who the players are. Because I've got the pictures, as you've seen, of the witnesses and all that stuff. But what I now want to draw your attention is News Nation was talking about this, because they seem to be the only network that's actually talking about it at length, which is great. But they're still, sort of like getting their legs under them for being a big presence in American media, but they are really working at it, because they cover this stuff great. They really do. They cover all aspects of it, which I give them a lot of credit for. But on a recent yesterday, actually, it's the 21st day. So it's Friday today. So yesterday, Nick Pope was asked his opinion on the upcoming hearings. And he is a big believer. Now, he knows that there's 2 big things that the government is concerned with. And, well, I shouldn't say that. The Congress is concerned with transparency and flight safety. Those are really 2 very important things that have to be addressed and talked about ad nauseum, because that is so important in the grand scheme of things. Now, obviously, another humongous part of this is the technology that is possibly, like I said, out there. So he has he gets a little hot under the collar, which is very unusual for Nick, but he talks about how, if there's an existence of non-human intelligences, UAPs, UFOs, there is no reason why the public can't at least know that much information. Now, for purposes of safety, he can understand to some extent why perhaps all the technology cannot be shared. primarily, and I've mentioned this in the past, the government just doesn't know what the extent of the technology is. They don't understand it. So I can appreciate that, but I also need them to at least address that it's out there and exists and it's being worked on, and it will be shared when there's any kind of discovery or any kind of step forward with it. I think we need to know. So, having said that, it's I have an interesting quote from him, and I actually a couple of them, but now News Nation also, now before they talked to Nick Pope, they were talking about the director of Arrow, which, as we all know, well, as I guess maybe all of us know, is the All Domain Anomalous Resolution Office. Now he works at the Pentagon, obviously, because it's a Pentagon program. But Sean Kirkpatrick was quoted as saying he's most concerned about being caught off guard by intelligent or extraterrestrial technology supremacy. It remains a top concern of his investigation, guys. And as the director of Arrow, having him say that out loud, that's like the you don't say that part out loud kind of stuff. So Nick Pope addressed that, and they asked him, he weighed in when the reporter asked if we should get so wound up about that disclosure from Sean Kirkpatrick. And he said, yes, absolutely. This is a bombshell quote. The question to Kirkpatrick exactly, Pope was clarifying, was what keeps you up at night? And it was the technology, extraterrestrial intelligence technology supremacy. Oh, all right. Well, I can see that. I really can. But it's an unprecedented reaction to that question. It really just kind of takes the veil off of a lot of things. And again, I talk about how there's this nervousness and this fear, kind of simmering in the government. And, I can understand that. But Pope goes on to say that this is a case of the Empire Strikes Back, because this being dropped into the narrative just before these hearings next week, it's all about active control. Nothing happens by accident with the government. So this was carefully scripted and things are unfolding as we speak. All right. Holy crap and holy crap on a cracker. It's a lot. And now I wanted to mention one other quote that actually Bryce Zabel, who is Ross Coulthart's co-host on Need to Know, which I've mentioned. I know, but it's a big deal. And Bryce, he believes the reason that things are suddenly moving so quickly, it's not necessarily a good thing. He thinks that there could be a darker force or a bad outcome to some of this. He's very concerned about that. My concern is like a millionfold. I have these questions. Do you have these questions as well? Like, I would love to hear from you. But my questions are, did the extraterrestrials provide a timeline? Is that why we're all of a sudden like being almost like forced to do this disclosure now? I mean, it went from 0 to, I'm not going to say 60. I'll go to like 6 million, because all of a sudden, flowing around like a tornado, F5 style. And are they tired of having crafts shot down? I mean, they are going down clearly, because David Grush claims to have seen or talked to people who have seen recovered and landed non-human intelligence craft and bodies, because these crafts have pilots. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Keep your minds open. So, what will this mean for humanity is my other one. And what comes next? I mean, there are so many questions. And now that it's becoming almost like imminent that we're going to know some information that we've never known before, some of it we'll know. It will be like repetitive, but a lot of it, I guarantee you guys, we will not have heard before. So get ready. Get set. As my title of this is not a drill. This is real. We're just a couple days away, 5 days away from this, and it's very exciting time. So until next time, I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and stay weird. Keep that mind open and don't panic. Okay? And take care. All right? Bye.